All right. It is no surprise that there is an area in Texas that holds my heart. A portion of that is the hill country. Some might consider it the super syntax. And that is why we're going to be talking to KCEN sports anchor and reporter Nicole Shearin as she joins us now. Nicole, how are you?
Hello. Thank y'all for having me on. I'm super excited to be here.
Of course, we are excited to have you and to talk about a part of the state that knows its way around Texas high school football. We'll get to that in a second. Before that, we love to have anyone that we bring on tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? How'd you end up in Waco? And how much are you enjoying it so far?
Absolutely. So I am born and raised in Manhattan Beach, California. I went to Georgia for undergrad, got to throw my Go Dogs in there. And then I graduated from Georgia, went back home, got my master's at USC in sports broadcasting. And then literally the day before graduation, I signed my contract to move to Channel 6 and move to Waco. And it's been great ever since. It's been awesome. I'm a big, I love college football. I love high school football. Something that really attracted me about coming here was the fact that I was going to get to cover Baylor and college sports, but also obviously Texas high school football. There's nothing else like it. And so it seemed like the perfect fit. And it's been absolutely amazing.
Well, and you made a great choice in the Texas high school football realm of a place to end up because it never goes without a year of us going, man, there is some seriously talented, really historic programs in that part of the state. For you, how exciting has that been to know that, okay, man, football starts in August, maybe even a little bit into July, and then we're going to be working all the way through December talking about Texas high school football because of the amount of talented programs down in the Waco area.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. It's the kind of high school football, programs that elite talent is coming out of these high schools. You're going to get to watch these guys play on Saturdays and even on Sundays too. And so it's the kind of thing where growing up in California, obviously, there's elite talent that comes out of some high schools there, but I never was around. I mean, I went to a school that football was not a thing really at my high school. And so moving here, the amount of excitement and the amount of talent that you are surrounded by every single week was eye-opening to me. Like it opened a whole new realm that I was so excited to be able to, have a front row seat and be on that sideline every Friday and just get to experience that because growing up, I never had any of that. So it has been an absolute blast. And like you said, I mean, we're going to be there all the way until December hits, starts in August, and we go all the way. So I couldn't have asked for a better experience.
Well, and here's the thing, too, about the Super Syntax is that I feel like you've got a good chance of a team making it to AT&T Stadium for all the way up to the 4A, 5, 6A level, and then going all the way down to possibly the 2A and the 1A level. So let's talk about big schools first. You've got your China Spring, your Wake La Vega, maybe even possibly Lorena. Which one of those teams, or maybe a team that you've been keeping your eye on, you think might have the best chance to make a deep playoff run and make it to AT&T Stadium in December?
So absolutely. First of all, you're right that we're lucky that, I feel like every year that we approach high school football, we expect to have teams make it to state. That's just something that we expect out of this area. And obviously last year, China Spring, had that incredible season. But I will say, y'all, one team that has really proven a lot to me recently is Lorena. I mean, they just had a historical win against Franklin last Friday. Ended the longest active winning streak in Texas high school football. They hadn't lost a game since 2020, I believe. So that's a team that I really have my eye on. I've had my eye on with them with new head coach Kevin Johnson, but I mean, Braylon Henry put on a show for them. I think they're going to make a deep playoff run. They've been to state before. They know what Arlington's like, and they know what it takes to get there. So that one's circled on my book for sure. China Spring has shown me a lot this season as well. Obviously, a different squad. I've talked to Tyler Beatty a lot about how the defense is completely different than what they're used to last season. They're very young, a little bit more inexperienced, but they've got quarterback Cash McCollum. They've got Kyle Barton. They've got those guys coming back to lead them through a deep playoff run. And I think it's just going to take those, both sides of the ball clicking to get it back to state if, that's the goal at the end of the day.
So there's the big school. I am a huge fan of small school, and there is no better part of the state than down there in the Waco area to do that. Obviously, I don't have to introduce anybody to the Mart Panthers and what they've done under Coach Kevin Hoffman for all of these years, but even a program like Abbott in the six-man ranks, Coach Terry Crawford taking his team to state. Those are two of the highlighted ones, but any other small schools that have been impressing you so far?
I was gonna bring Abbott up because I think that's a school. Obviously, every year people know they're an elite program. People know they're gonna make deep runs. I really think it's Terry Crawford's final season. He's very open about that. It's kind of his last dance in the head job, and I think for them to make it to state and win state this year would mean the absolute world to him. So I'm rooting for the Panthers hard on that one. Like you said, Mart is always a prolific offense school. They put up a huge amount of points every game. One school that's impressing me in that realm is Marlin this year. I think that Marlin has really, they were second in district last year. They had that kind of offense that puts up a lot of points on the board. But under Ruben Torres, I mean, they've really turned the program around in a sense that they're dominating in their district. And they're very close to either sharing the district title or taking the whole thing. So I've had my eye on them all season because Ruben Torres and I have talked a lot about the newer guys they have, the guys they have returning. Their quarterback's younger, but I think they can make a very deep run this season.
And you've already mentioned it a little bit, but obviously there's just no shortage of talented players around the Super Syntex region. Of course, you've got Waco Connolly, cornerback, Kobe Black. Everybody knows his name, but I'm interested to see who you've been keeping your eye on, maybe players that have flown a little bit under people's radars.
Absolutely. So on that squad specifically with Connolly, Kiefer Sibley is that guy. I will say that right now. He is the running back that everybody has to have their eyes on. I wouldn't say he flies under the radar, but I would say that, Kobe Black has a lot of attention on him. He's also an incredible athlete. But I think Kiefer Sibley is a guy that people need to watch more as well. I mean, every game that we shoot video and highlights of him, he is making spin moves and doing things on that field that I have never seen before. And so I think he's a kid and a dude that people need to watch. And if college coaches are listening, you need him on your squad because he's the kind of guy, one, he's just a great person. I've interviewed him a lot. He has a great head on his shoulders. He's dedicated. He's passionate. And he just wants to win and he wants to succeed. And I think on that team, that Connolly-Madisonville game this Friday is going to be a dogfight just because I think it's going to be a battle of the running backs. Madisonville's got Lorenzo Johnson on their squad. So I think it's going to be fun to watch Kiefer and Lorenzo kind of go head to head on that one. But if there's been one guy, honestly, I had my eye on Kiefer last year and I was like, this guy is going places. And he kind of flew under the radar. He didn't have as many offers as some of the other big dudes, but they're slowly racking in. You see him come up on Twitter. And I think he is going to be that guy at the college level.
I think our director of recruiting would agree with you. She is Nicole Shearin. She's a sports anchor and reporter down there at KCEN in Waco. Nicole, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at AT&T Stadium come December.
Yes. Thank you all so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Nicole.